pupils, and welcome to the channel Tanya's Paulitas. In today's lesson, we are going to learn two important expressions rather or prefer. If you want to master them, please stay.
Welcome to Language Adventure with Tanya. Imagine exploring the world through its languages. Picture yourself strolling past the Eiffel Tower, diving into the rich history of Germany, or savoring the vibrant culture of Spain. Each language opens a door to new experiences, friendships, and understanding. Whether you're mastering English, dancing to Korean rhythms, or savoring French cuisine, every word you learn is a step on this exciting journey. Let's embark on this adventure together and unlock the beauty of communication across the globe.
So you must be wondering, for what are them used? And the answer is simple, but we will see them one by one. Don't worry. We have prefer, expressing general preferences. This means that this expresses a general preference that you may have, right? For example, we use prefer to talk about things we like more than others in general way. And the structure is subject, the word prefer plus noun plus to plus noun and of course the complement. But you already know what is a subject and what is a complement because in my previous lessons I explained them and I think that now you know, right? So let's see the examples. We have I prefer tea to coffee. She prefers dogs to cats. If you see here, they are expressing something that they like the most than other things. So if you want to express those ideas or your preferences, you could use prefer. But let's see more. Then we have prefer plus the verb in ing form plus to and plus again the verb in its ing form. A gerund, right? But if you don't remember what is a gerund, I recommend you to watch my videos. Don't worry, in this YouTube channel, we have all the topics that you need to know. But if you already know, great. Let's see the examples. I prefer reading to watching TV. If you see here, what it changed is the verb in ing, right? I prefer reading to watching TV. He prefers walking to driving. In this case, if you see, you only will change the fact that you will use verbs in ing form and in the other in its base form. But prefer remains the same. Then we have again prefer plus to plus infinitive plus rather than plus the base form of the verb. I prefer to stay at home rather than go out. Then we have they prefer to eat vegetables rather than eat meat. If you see here, we could use rather or prefer to express our likes, things that maybe we like the most than others. It doesn't matter. We could use I prefer or rather. It's grammatically correct, and also we can use them in one sentence like these ones, right? For example, I prefer to say at home rather than go out. They prefer to eat vegetables rather than eat meat. Then we have would rather, expressing a preference in a specific situation. For example, would rather is used when talking about a preference in a particular moment or situation. For example, we have here in red would rather plus the base form of the verb plus than plus the base form of the verb. Not in ing, right? So be careful. And it says, I would rather stay home than go to the party. She would rather drink water than soda. So now, guys, let's see. Using I rather for personal preferences. I rather plus the base form of the verb plus than plus the base form of the verb and the complement at the end and the subject from the beginning. But you already know those details, right? That's why I try to focus on I rather, base form of the verb, than the base form of the verb. But of course, that you know that in English, always the subject is from the beginning and at the end the complement. But in this case, I'd is the subject. So be careful. I'd rather stay home than go to the party. She'd rather drink tea than coffee. We'd rather walk than take a taxi. Key point. Would rather is followed by the base form of the verb, not the ing form. So be careful in those details, guys, and you won't get confused in the near future, right? Especially when you try to express preferences. Then we have here I rather when talking about other actions. When we want to express a preference about what someone else should do, we use would rather plus object plus the past simple, even though it refers to the present or future. If you see here, it could be a little bit tricky, right? Because in this case, you are expressing something in present and maybe in the future, but also you will use the structure in the past. It's a little bit tricky, right? But don't worry. After watching this video, I'm 100% sure that you will know how to solve this problem. And the example says, I'd rather you stayed home. In other words, he's saying, I prefer that you stay home. Then we have, she'd rather he didn't call her. She prefers that he does not call. And then we have the rather we arrived earlier. If you see here, we use the verb in past simple or didn't. That is in past, right? And if you don't know how this is happening or how to use the past simple, I recommend you to watch my video about the past simple, and you will be able to understand this um, tricky but useful structure when expressing preferences. Don't worry. Then we have key point, even though the action is in the present or future, we will use the past simple, and so on. So be careful, guys, in those details. We are expressing something in the present or the future, but in past. It's tricky, but it's possible in English. Then we have when we want to deny something and say no, right? No. I rather not for negative preferences to say I don't like, right? I don't prefer. And things like that, you will use I'd rather not. To express that we don't want to do something, we say I'd rather not. And the base form of the verb, you won't use here the verb in ing form, you won't use here the past simple, you will use simply use the base form of the verb. So be careful, guys. And we have these examples. I'd rather not talk about it. He'd rather not eat spicy food. We'd rather not go out tonight. So be careful, guys. It's a little bit tricky, this topic. But if you study hard and follow my YouTube channel, I'm 100% sure that you won't lose anything. So, and you will be able to express yourself with I'd rather not, I would rather, I'd rather, and things like that. After all the information that I give you about preferences, let's see this example of this teacher and her pupil that is a little bit crazy, right? And I think that you are like this little girl after hearing about this topic, but don't worry, I will try to clarify it. And she says, would you rather write an essay or give a presentation? If you see here, she's asking a question. Yeah, it's also possible to make questions. And the girl says, I'd rather give a presentation than write an essay. I prefer speaking to writing. And then he says, great, but I'd rather you prepare some notes before presenting. And the girl says, all right, I prefer to organize my ideas. Yeah, because she's looking crazy right now, right? Rather than speak without planning. So I hope that you understand a little bit better, guys, how you will use would rather, I'd rather, and prefer. But don't worry, you will do it by the time. So now, guys, it's time to make an activity time. Don't be afraid. I'm 100% sure that you already know the answers. Um, the practice time says fill in the blanks with the correct form. I'd rather eat pizza than pasta. I prefer drink tea to coffee. Would you rather travel by plane or by train? We'd rather not take the bus. So, guys, after all my explanation, I'm 100% sure that you already know the answers, and I will love to read your comments. So, prepare those beautiful fingers and write down below in the comments the answers that you think that fit with these sentences, and I'll be reading those comments. So thank you guys. Don't forget to give a like and hit the bell button and subscribe. Thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget to write down below in the comments your answers and see you in the next lesson.